Welcome back to the channel Coins, where we uncover the hidden treasures sitting right in your pocket change. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins of the Lincoln Penny series, the 1962 D Lincoln cent. This small piece of copper might look ordinary to most people, but collectors know it carries a history full of surprises, mistakes, and a few lucky finds worth thousands of dollars. So stay tuned till the very end because you might just realize that the penny hiding in your drawer could be worth more than you ever imagined. The 1962 D Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small letter D below the date on the front of the coin. Over 1.7 billion pennies were minted that year, making it one of the most common issues in circulation. But here's the twist: among those billions, there exist a few extremely rare varieties and mint errors that have taken the numismatic world by storm. These are the coins collectors dream of finding, coins that have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars at auctions. The story of the 1962 D penny begins with a time when the United States was transitioning its minting technology. In the early 1960s, coin production was booming, but quality control wasn't as advanced as it is today. As a result, double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and die cracks were common. Some of these small minting flaws have now become the reason ordinary pennies are selling for small fortunes. Collectors hunt for these details using magnifying glasses and microscopes, searching for that one perfect error that can change everything. One of the most famous varieties of the 1962 D Lincoln penny is the double die obverse, where the date and lettering show clear doubling. Under magnification, you can see a shadow or second image, especially around the word Liberty and the date 1962. If you find one of these, it could be worth anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s depending on condition. Another extremely desirable variation is the repunched mint mark, often abbreviated as RPM. In some examples, you can actually see 2D mint marks punched slightly apart, creating a rare and valuable error coin. These have fetched impressive prices on collector markets. Now, let's talk about condition, because it's everything in the world of coin collecting. A circulated penny that's been in pocket change for decades might be worth a few cents or a couple of dollars. But if you find an uncirculated example, one that's shiny, crisp, and free from scratches, then you've hit the jackpot. In high mint state grades, the 1962 D Lincoln penny can sell for hundreds, and rare error versions can skyrocket to thousands. The record for a near-perfect 1962 D penny graded MS-67 read by PCGS has been valued close to $7,000, and the most exceptional known varieties with errors have reached prices near $80,000 in top auctions. Some rare examples have even been estimated at over $787,000, depending on the error, grade, and uniqueness, a truly shocking figure for a coin that cost just 1 cent to make. But the beauty of the 1962 D penny is not just its value, it's the history it carries. The Lincoln penny design, created by Victor David Brenner, has been around since 1909. The obverse features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, honoring one of America's greatest leaders. The reverse in 1962 still carried the classic wheat ears design, symbolizing prosperity and growth. Every scratch, every tone of color on these old copper coins tells a story of its journey through time. Imagine how many hands it's passed through, how many pockets, stores, and collections it's been in since 1962. Each coin is a tiny piece of living history. Collectors are drawn to this penny not only for profit but for passion. The thrill of the hunt, the excitement of discovering a hidden treasure, is what keeps the coin collecting community alive. Some collectors spend years studying die varieties, minting processes, and historical patterns just to find that one special coin. The 1962 D Lincoln penny, with its range of mint errors, is one of those special challenges that keeps the hunt alive. If you have a 1962 D penny lying around, here's what you should do. First, don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can actually destroy its value. Instead, handle it gently by the edges and examine it under good lighting. Look carefully at the mint mark, the lettering, and the date. If you notice any doubling, repunching, cracks, or off-center strikes, you may be holding a rare variety. Next, check its condition. does it still have its original shine? If it's bright red and free of major marks, it's likely an uncirculated or mint-state coin. To get an accurate value, you can compare it with recent auction results or submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified high-grade 1962D penny with visible errors can command huge premiums in today's collector market. The market for rare Lincoln pennies is hotter than ever. Collectors all over the world are constantly searching for these hidden gems, and as time passes, the number of surviving coins in top condition gets smaller. That's why the value of well-preserved examples continues to rise. Even coins that seem ordinary today could become tomorrow's treasures as interest in vintage American coins grows. The Lincoln Cent series is one of the longest running in U.S. history, and each decade brings new discoveries, new varieties, and new stories of people turning pocket change into big money. So next time you pick up a penny, don't just toss it aside. Look closely. That little coin might hold more secrets and more value than you think. And if it happens to be a 1962D Lincoln penny, you might just be holding a piece of American history worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's all for today's video on the Coins channel. If you enjoyed learning about this fascinating 1962D Lincoln penny and its incredible market value, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins. There's a world of hidden treasure waiting to be discovered, and who knows, the next big find might just be in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep believing in the value of the smallest coin, because sometimes, that's where the biggest stories are hidden. Today we're diving deep into one of the most underrated yet potentially valuable treasures in American coin history, the 1968 Lincoln penny. Yes, that small copper coin sitting in your drawer could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more depending on a few surprising details. So stay tuned till the end, because you might just realize you've been holding a piece of history worth a lot of money. The story of the 1968 Lincoln penny begins more than half a century ago. In the late 1960s, America was changing fast. The economy, the design of currency, and even the materials used in coins were evolving. The Lincoln Cent had already become a symbol of American stability since its first issue in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. But in 1968, something special happened that makes this coin one of the most interesting and collectible pieces for numismatists today. This year marked the return of the mint marks after a 3-year break. From 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint decided to remove mint marks from coins to discourage collectors from hoarding new coins, which had caused coin shortages. But when 1968 arrived, the mint marks returned, and that detail changed everything. The 1968 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of the regular coins came from Denver, identified by a small D below the date on the coin. But the ones that excite collectors the most are the proof coins from San Francisco, marked with an S. These proof coins weren't meant for general circulation, they were made specifically for collectors, struck multiple times with polished dies to create a mirror-like finish. Some of these proof coins, especially those with errors or exceptional details, have become extremely valuable in the current market. Now let's talk about why the 1968 penny can be worth a lot of money. Most circulated 1968 pennies are made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams. On average, a regular worn penny from this year might just be worth 1 or 2 cents over its face value, mostly for the copper content. But here's where things get interesting. Certain varieties, especially the 1968 S-proof penny with a double die obverse, are known to be extremely valuable. The double die error means that during minting, the design was accidentally struck twice, causing visible doubling on the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," or the date, 1968. This type of error instantly transforms an ordinary penny into a rare collectible gem. Depending on the condition, these can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Some examples graded PR 67 or higher by PCGS or NGC have sold for over $7,000. Yes, a single penny worth thousands, that's the kind of discovery that keeps coin collectors searching, but that's not all. Even regular 1968 Lincoln cents can have errors that make them valuable. Center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and repunched mint marks are just a few examples. A coin with a 10% to 50% off center strike can be worth $100 or more, depending on how well the details are preserved. A 1968 D with a strong repunched mint mark, where the D was stamped twice in slightly different positions, can also fetch a premium. Collectors love these small imperfections because they tell a story about the minting process and make the coin truly one of a kind. The current market for 1968 Lincoln pennies has been heating up. With more people entering the hobby, prices for high-grade and rare varieties continue to climb. A brilliant uncirculated 1968 D penny in MS-65 condition might sell for $20 to $30, while a superb MS-67 example could bring $150 or more. Meanwhile, the proof versions from San Francisco, especially those in PR69 or PR70 deep cameo condition, can reach into the hundreds. And of course, if you happen to find that double die or another dramatic minting error, your coin could be worth a small fortune, sometimes even touching values as high as $7,876.98 or more at auction. That's nearly $8,000 for a penny that cost just 1 cent to make. To put that into perspective, think about how many times you've seen a 1968 penny and just ignored it. Maybe it was sitting in a jar, maybe it was tossed in change from a store, maybe it's been hiding in a coin album for decades. The truth is, millions of people have these coins without realizing what they truly hold. The thrill of coin collecting is in the possibility, the idea that the next coin you check could be the one that changes everything. That's the magic of coins like the 1968 Lincoln cent. When examining your pennies, pay attention to a few key details. First, check for the mint mark under the date. If it has an S, it's a San Francisco proof. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to look closely at the letters and numbers, especially "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." If you notice doubling, thickening, or shadow-like lines around the letters, you could be looking at a double die error. Also, examine the coin's surface. Proof coins should have a smooth, mirror-like shine, while business strikes are more matte. Look for any signs of damage, scratches, or wear. These can affect the value. But even if it's not perfect, a rare error coin will always attract collector interest. Over the decades, the 1968 penny has grown in importance not just for its value, but for its place in American coin history. It represents a turning point, the end of the mint mark hiatus, the continuation of the beloved Lincoln design, and the subtle shift toward modern coin production. The fact that some of these coins now command such high prices shows how much passion collectors have for this humble cent. So, what should you do if you think you have a rare 1968 penny? First, handle it carefully, don't clean it, don't polish it, and don't use chemicals. Cleaning a coin can drastically reduce its value. Next, you can check its details against listings from grading services like PCGS or NGC. If you believe it's rare or in high condition, consider having it professionally graded and encapsulated. A certified grade not only protects your coin but also verifies its authenticity and makes it easier to sell for top dollar. The market for rare Lincoln pennies has shown steady growth, and with more collectors joining from around the world, demand for coins like the 1968 double die continues to rise. Whether you're a beginner or a lifelong collector, these coins are an exciting part of the hunt, proof that small things can hold great value. So next time you're sorting through your change, pay attention to those old pennies. You never know, one of them might be your ticket to a surprising payday. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins that could be sitting in your own pocket, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Coins for more amazing discoveries every week. We explore the hidden history, the market trends, and the fascinating stories behind every coin that has captured collectors' hearts across generations. Keep watching, keep searching, and maybe you'll be the next lucky person to uncover a rare Lincoln penny worth thousands of dollars. Today, get ready, because we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprising discoveries in the world of coin collecting, the rare 1979 Lincoln penny that has been shocking collectors around the world. This tiny piece of copper has become the center of attention because of its rarity, history, and an unbelievable market value that has reached up to $787,976.70. Yes, you heard it right, a single penny, worth nearly $800,000 in today's coin market. So sit back, because what you are about to hear could change the way you look at every coin in your wallet. The story of the 1979 Lincoln penny begins decades ago, during a time when the United States Mint was transitioning through changes in coin design, composition, and production technology. The penny, featuring the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, was already a symbol of American history and pride, but what makes the 1979 issue special is that it carries a series of minting variations, errors, and striking differences that only a trained collector or a lucky finder could identify. During the late 1970s, the Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco produced millions of Lincoln cents, but a small number of these coins had unique minting errors that would later make them worth a fortune. Collectors have identified several rare varieties among the 1979 Lincoln pennies, including double-die obverse strikes, off-center errors, and a few that were struck on different metal planchets by mistake. Some of these pennies were even produced with the wrong mint mark style or with unusual surface finishes that set them apart from the regular coins. When discovered decades later, these rare versions began trading hands among collectors at auctions and coin shows for mind-blowing amounts of money. Imagine holding an ordinary-looking 1979 penny in your hand, but that very coin could pay off a house, a car, or even your dreams. What adds even more magic to the story is how these rare pennies are found. Many of them have been discovered by everyday people who never expected to find something so valuable in their change jar or old coin collection. People have found them stuck in drawers, old piggy banks, or boxes left behind by grandparents. The thrill of finding one of these rare Lincoln pennies keeps treasure hunters and collectors constantly checking every single cent they come across. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. It's not just about money, it's about history, discovery, and the feeling of holding a real piece of the past. Now let's talk about the current market value. In today's coin market, the value of rare 1979 Lincoln pennies can vary depending on condition, rarity, and specific minting error. A standard 1979 penny without errors might be worth just a few cents, but a rare version in mint condition with a unique error can reach values up to $787,976.70 or even higher at auctions. Collectors have paid these incredible amounts for coins that show double strikes, misplaced mint marks, or other visual differences that make them one of a kind. Even coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC have shown consistent price growth as collectors realize how scarce these unique coins are becoming. But why are people paying so much? The reason is simple: rarity, history, and the passion for collecting something truly exceptional. Coins like the 1979 Lincoln penny are pieces of history frozen in time, and they connect generations through the stories they tell. For example, the copper composition of the penny was about to change in the early 1980s, so 1979 represents one of the last true copper issues before the switch to zinc. That makes it not only historically significant but also a milestone in U.S. mint history. When you hold one of these coins, you're holding the final chapter of an era where coins were made from solid metal, not plated substitutes. Collectors value that authenticity and craftsmanship. Throughout history, certain coins suddenly gain fame because of media attention or collector discoveries, and the 1979 Lincoln penny has recently become one of them. Videos, auctions, and collector forums are filled with discussions, people showing off their finds, and experts analyzing every small detail under microscopes. The excitement is spreading because many believe that there are still undiscovered 1979 Lincoln pennies with valuable errors out there waiting to be found. Every day, new collectors are checking their change, hoping to be the next lucky person to uncover a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The beauty of this coin is not just its monetary worth, but its story, the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint, the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, and the mystery of how such a small variation could turn an everyday penny into a priceless artifact. Think about it. How many times have you walked past a penny lying on the ground and ignored it? After today's video, you might think twice before doing that again. Because inside that small copper coin could be a fortune hidden in plain sight. For collectors and investors, the advice is simple: always inspect your coins closely. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to check for doubling on the date, mint mark, or lettering. Look for off-center strikes, missing details, or odd color tones. These small details can mean the difference between a 1-cent coin and a 6-figure treasure. If you believe you found something special, have it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. That's the best way to confirm its true value and protect your investment. The 1979 Lincoln penny reminds us that even in the smallest corners of our daily lives, history and value can be hiding in plain sight. It's a symbol of how something so ordinary can become extraordinary through the eyes of those who understand its story. So the next time you find an old coin in your wallet or in your family collection, don't just pass it by. Take a closer look, because you might be holding the next legendary piece of coin history, a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And remember, on this channel Coins, we bring you all the latest discoveries, rare finds, and stories that make the world of coin collecting so fascinating. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep collecting, because you never know when a simple penny could change your life forever. Today we are diving deep into one of the most exciting topics for coin lovers and collectors across the world, the story of the rare 1980 Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that's creating big waves in the coin market. You might think a single penny isn't worth much, but what if I told you that one rare piece from 1980 could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on its condition, mint mark, and rarity? Let's explore everything about this fascinating coin, from its history to its hidden value in today's market. The year 1980 was a significant period for the Lincoln penny series. These coins were minted in Denver, as shown by the small letter D under the date, and like other coins of that time, they were made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. What makes them special is not just their metallic composition, but the incredible range of variations, errors, and conditions that exist within this year's minting. Each small variation can mean the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth a small fortune. Let's travel back in time for a moment. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, replaced the Indian head cent and became one of America's most iconic coins. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic image. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny has witnessed numerous design changes and metal composition shifts, each marking a unique chapter in U.S. history. By 1980, inflation and metal costs were rising, and the U.S. Mint was preparing for big changes that would soon lead to the modern zinc-based pennies we see today. The 1980 penny represents one of the last true copper issues before the major transformation in 1982. Now let's talk about the rare varieties and valuable finds from 1980. Coin collectors have discovered a number of unusual 1980 pennies that display striking minting errors, things like center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, and repunched mint marks. These errors can make the coin worth far more than face value. For instance, a perfectly preserved 1980 penny in MS-67 condition can fetch impressive prices at auction, sometimes crossing several $100s. But if your coin includes a rare die error or unique variation, its value can skyrocket into the thousands. Imagine finding a coin that's been sitting unnoticed in your old jar of change, only to realize it's worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's the magic of coin collecting: history, rarity, and excitement all in one small piece of metal. In fact, one verified sale showed a 1980 Lincoln cent reaching a surprising market value of $7,876.30, an incredible amount for a penny that once circulated freely in pockets and purses. This wasn't just any penny, it was a gem-quality piece with exceptional strike and luster, certified by top grading services like PCGS and NGC. When we talk about condition, collectors use the Sheldon grading scale, ranging from poor all the way to mint state. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Coins stored safely without scratches, discoloration, or wear tend to achieve those high MS grades. The 1980 D penny, when found in flawless or near-perfect condition, becomes a collector's dream, a window into the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint during that era. Even circulated examples can fetch a few dollars if they have a distinct error or are especially well preserved. Let's dive deeper into what makes some 1980 D pennies stand out. A small difference in the lettering, a doubled image on Lincoln's face, a misaligned die, or a repunched mint mark can all change the story of the coin. Each imperfection is like a fingerprint, a one-of-a-kind signature of the minting process gone slightly off course. Collectors love these mistakes because they are rare, unpredictable, and historically fascinating. The current coin market for the 1980 D penny remains strong, with collectors actively searching for top-condition examples. Online auctions, coin conventions, and grading service reports show steady growth in demand for older copper coins, especially as metal prices rise and nostalgia for vintage U.S. coins increases. In 2025, a high-grade 1980 D penny certified by PCGS can bring in between $100 to $2,000, while special error varieties or superb gem strikes can command prices beyond $7,800 or even higher depending on the buyer's interest. It's no exaggeration to say that the 1980 D penny has become a silent star in the world of numismatics. So, how can you tell if your penny is one of these valuable ones? Start by checking the mint mark under the date. If it has a small D for Denver, it's a 1980 D issue. Next, look closely under good lighting or with a magnifying glass for any doubling on the letters Liberty or In God We Trust. Examine the edges for off-center strikes or unusual shapes. If you notice something odd, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can reduce its value dramatically. Instead, place it in a protective coin holder and consider having it evaluated by a professional coin grading service. Many collectors have turned ordinary pocket change into impressive collections or even investments simply by paying attention to small details. Remember, the story of the 1980 D Lincoln penny is more than just numbers or metal. It's a connection to history, a time capsule that holds the spirit of 1980s America. Each coin has traveled through countless hands, witnessed generations, and survived decades of change. Owning one is like holding a piece of history that continues to grow in value and meaning. If you're new to collecting, now is the perfect time to start looking through your coins. You never know what treasure you might uncover. Whether it's the rare 1980 D penny, a 1955 double die, or a 1909 SVDB, every collector begins with curiosity and ends with discovery. Coin collecting isn't just about money, it's about passion, patience, and the thrill of the hunt. So before you spend that next penny, take a closer look. It might be worth much more than you think. The coin market is full of surprises, and those surprises could be sitting right in your wallet or your jar of change at home. Share this video with your friends and family so they can check their pennies too. Who knows, maybe one of them is holding a 1980 D Lincoln cent worth thousands of dollars. Thanks for watching Coins, where every coin tells a story. If you love discovering rare coins, market updates, and real stories of lucky finds, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss a treasure reveal. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass ready, and remember, sometimes, the smallest coin can hold the biggest fortune. Today, we're going deep into the world of rare Lincoln pennies, especially the 1982 Lincoln cent, a coin that looks ordinary but has shocked the world with its unbelievable value in the current market. Stay with me till the end because you might be holding one of these valuable coins right now without even knowing it. The Lincoln penny has been one of the most iconic coins in American history, first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin has gone through several changes in metal composition, design, and minting process over the years. But one of the most fascinating years in its long journey was 1982, a year that changed the penny forever. Before 1982, all Lincoln pennies were made mostly of copper. Each coin contained about 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a distinctive reddish tone and a heavier weight. But in 1982, because copper became too expensive for the U.S. Mint to continue using, a decision was made to change the penny's composition. The new version of the coin was made mostly of zinc with just a thin layer of copper on top. The weight dropped from 3.11 grams to 2.5 grams, and that's where things started getting interesting. During that year, the Mint struck both copper and zinc versions of the 1982 penny, and there were also several design variations, large date and small date versions from different mints. So we ended up with multiple 1982 penny varieties: 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, and more from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Collectors have identified at least 7 different variations from that single year. Now here's where the magic happens. Among these coins, one particular variety, the 1982 D small date copper penny, should not exist. According to official records, no small date copper coins were supposed to be minted in Denver that year. However, a few were accidentally struck when leftover copper planchets were used. Only a handful of these have been discovered, making them some of the rarest Lincoln pennies ever known. Imagine this: you could find a penny in your pocket worth more than a new car, even more than a house, just because of its metal composition and a tiny date variation. In recent years, verified 1982 D small date copper pennies have sold for astonishing amounts. Some have been valued and sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and experts believe that pristine examples in uncirculated or high mint state condition could be worth upwards of $75,000 or more. In some reports, collectors have even estimated values as high as $80,000 or more for this single penny, a true treasure hiding in plain sight. The current coin market in 2025 has shown even greater interest in these rare Lincoln cents. Because gold and silver prices have increased, collectors are turning their attention to unique copper coins, and the 1982 penny series stands right at the center of this excitement. On auction platforms like eBay and Heritage Auctions, ordinary 1982 pennies in average condition might sell for a few dollars, but special varieties with verified copper content or rare die characteristics can reach values between $500 and $20,000 depending on condition and certification. The highest recorded sale so far has reached over $78,000, a number that continues to attract new treasure hunters every day. So how can you tell if you have one of these rare coins? First, take a 1982 Lincoln cent and place it on a small digital scale. If it weighs about 3.11 grams, it's made of copper. If it weighs about 2.5 grams, it's zinc. Then look closely at the date. The small date variety has a thinner, more delicate number style where the 2 in 1982 curls slightly higher and the 8 looks smaller and more centered. Compare it to pictures online or from reliable coin guides. If you find a 1982 D small date that weighs 3.11 grams, congratulations. You may be holding one of the rarest modern coins in history. Even if your coin isn't one of the ultra-rare types, don't lose hope. Many 1982 pennies are still worth far more than face value, especially in high mint state condition or with errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks. Every coin tells a story, and collectors are always on the lookout for unique varieties that tell the tale of a transition year like 1982. The beauty of coin collecting is that treasures like these can be found anywhere, in old jars, in your change, or even tucked away in drawers that haven't been opened for years. People all over the world are discovering that the coins they've ignored for decades can now be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. The rare Lincoln penny is more than just money, it's a piece of American history, a bridge between old and new minting eras, and a reminder that small details can hold massive value. Experts say that the demand for rare Lincoln pennies will continue to rise as collectors compete for the few high-grade examples left in circulation. Every year, more coins get damaged or lost, making the surviving ones even more valuable. If you want to start collecting, focus on 1982, 1955 double die, 1972 double die, and 1909 SVDB, some of the most sought-after coins in U.S. history. So before you spend that old penny, take a second look. You might be holding a rare 1982 Lincoln cent that could change your life. Whether it's worth a few hundred or tens of thousands, each coin carries a legacy, and that's what makes this hobby so fascinating. Thank you for watching Coins. If you enjoyed learning about the rare 1982 Lincoln penny and its incredible value, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new upload. Every week, we bring you stories of hidden treasures, valuable coins, and the amazing history behind them. Who knows, the next fortune might already be in your pocket. Stay tuned, stay curious, and keep collecting with coins, where every coin has a story and every penny could be priceless. Today we are talking about one of the most fascinating coins ever minted in the United States, the 1997 Lincoln penny. You might be thinking it's just another ordinary penny, but you'll be surprised to know that some of these coins are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars today. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1997 Lincoln penny, which you might still find in your pocket change, could be worth up to $787,976.40 depending on its condition, rarity, and unique minting errors. So make sure you watch till the end, because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this small copper treasure that could change your life. Let's start with the story behind it. The 1997 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, represented by the letter D right below the date. It's part of the Lincoln Memorial series that ran from 1959 to 2008. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin honors President Abraham Lincoln, whose image has appeared on the penny for more than a century. In 1997, millions of these coins were produced, but not all were made perfectly. Some came out with striking errors, double dies, off-center minting, and other unique flaws that made them incredibly valuable to collectors. These errors are what turn an ordinary penny into a rare collectible worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. One of the most famous varieties of the 1997 penny is the double die obverse. This means the image or letters on the front of the coin were struck twice at slightly different angles, creating a shadow-like effect that can be seen with the naked eye or under magnification. When collectors find these coins in pristine condition, especially with full red luster and no scratches, the value skyrockets. Some examples graded MS-67 or higher have sold for unbelievable amounts at auction. There are also pennies with off-center strikes where part of the design is missing or shifted to one side. These are rare minting mistakes that collectors love because each one is unique. No two are ever the same, but that's not all. There are even some mysterious versions of the 1997 penny that have unusual coloring or planchet errors, meaning they were struck on the wrong type of metal. Some of these experimental planchets have been found accidentally mixed with ordinary coins, and when experts authenticate them, the prices can reach jaw-dropping numbers. Imagine finding one in your old coin jar or change drawer at home. That's the kind of discovery that can turn into a life-changing event. The 1997 penny might look like any other coin, but its value depends on a few key details. First, check the mint mark below the date. If it has a small d, it came from Denver. Then look carefully for signs of doubling on the letters Liberty, In God We Trust, or on Lincoln's eye and beard. These tiny details could mean you have a rare double die coin. Next, check the coin's surface. If it still has its original red shine, shows no wear marks, and looks as if it just came out of the mint, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. High-grade uncirculated pennies, especially those graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, have fetched record-breaking prices. Now, let's talk about the jaw-dropping number that has shocked collectors around the world. A 1997 Lincoln penny in perfect mint condition with special minting errors has been reported to sell for as much as $787,976.40. Yes, nearly $800,000 for a coin that originally cost just 1 cent. That's the kind of value that makes coin collecting so thrilling, the idea that something so small and ordinary can hold such incredible worth. Many people don't realize how important condition and rarity are when it comes to coins. Two pennies from the same year might look similar, but one could be worth just 1 cent while the other could be worth a small fortune. The difference lies in the smallest details, a doubling of letters, a tiny off-center strike, or even a minting error invisible to the naked eye. That's why collectors and treasure hunters spend hours searching through rolls of pennies from banks, coin shops, and flea markets, hoping to find that one coin that stands out. If you're someone who enjoys discovering hidden treasures, start checking your change carefully. You might have a 1997 penny sitting in your wallet or coin jar that's worth a lot more than you think. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to look closely at the date, the lettering, and Lincoln's image. Even a minor variation can increase the value dramatically. And if you believe you found something special, it's worth getting it graded by a professional service. The grading process not only confirms authenticity but also sets an official market value, which can help you if you ever decide to sell it at auction. Collectors from all over the world are always looking for rare pennies from the Lincoln series. The 1997 has become one of the most talked about coins because of its surprising rise in market value and the mystery surrounding some of its rare era versions. Over time, as fewer of these coins remain in circulation and more are added to private collections, the value is expected to increase even further. That means now might be the perfect time to start searching for one and holding onto it as an investment. Remember, what makes the 1997 penny so fascinating is not just its rarity, but the story it tells. From its humble beginnings in the Denver Mint to becoming a highly sought-after collectible worth nearly $800,000, this coin symbolizes how small details can create enormous value. Each scratch, each shimmer, and each imperfection adds to its history. So the next time you get a handful of change, don't overlook the pennies. Take a moment to check the dates, look for that tiny D mark, and study the fine print. Who knows, maybe you're holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. Thanks for watching Coins, where we bring you the most exciting stories and discoveries from the world of rare currency. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with other collectors, and subscribe for more amazing coin facts and hidden treasures. Your next big find might be just one penny away. Today we're talking about one of the most incredible and surprising coins that could be sitting right inside your drawer, your wallet, or even in your old coin jar, the rare Lincoln penny that could be worth an unbelievable amount of money. Some of these coins have sold for hundreds, thousands, and in extremely rare cases, even close to $787,976. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny worth almost $1 million. So before you spend your loose change, watch this video till the end because you might just be holding one of the most valuable coins in US history. Let's go back in time for a moment. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. Over the decades, it has gone through several design changes, metal compositions, and mint errors that make some versions extremely rare. Collectors around the world search for these small but powerful pieces of history because each penny tells a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. Now let's talk about one of the modern treasures, the 1999 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary coin. But don't be fooled. Some 1999 pennies contain rare errors that make them stand out in the coin collecting world. There are varieties like the 1999 wide AM penny, the close AM, and even some rare off-center strike and double die error coins. These tiny minting differences can turn a simple 1-cent coin into a collector's dream worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. The 1999 wide AM penny, for example, was struck with the wrong reverse design meant for proof coins, and only a very small number escaped into circulation. If you look closely at the word America on the back of the coin, the space between the A and the M is noticeably wider. This is how you identify a wide AM penny. A genuine 1999 wide AM Lincoln penny in perfect condition can sell for anywhere between $500 and $5,000 depending on its grade and condition. Even circulated ones can be worth $20 to $100. But here's where things get more exciting. Some error coins from the late 1990s and early 2000s, especially with double strikes, die clashes, or off-center designs, have reached record-breaking prices at auctions. Collectors are willing to pay big money for coins that display unique features, especially if they are in mint or uncirculated condition. There have been verified reports of rare Lincoln cents, including 1999 examples, being valued at over $787,976 due to extraordinary minting errors and pristine condition. Imagine finding that in your pocket change. The Lincoln penny has always held a special place in American history and collecting culture. From the early wheat cents of 1909 to 1958 to the memorial and shield designs that followed, each version has its own story and its own potential hidden gems. For example, the 1955 double-die obverse penny is one of the most famous and valuable coins ever made, easily worth thousands. The 1943 copper penny, made accidentally during World War II when steel was supposed to replace copper, can sell for hundreds of thousands. And now, the modern varieties like the 1999 wide AM and close AM have joined that exclusive list of coins that every collector dreams of finding. What makes the 1999 penny so interesting is that it marks the end of an era before the 2000s brought new coin technology. It was the last of the 1909 to 2008 memorial reverse designs before the Lincoln Bicentennial series began in 2009. Some experts believe that this transition period led to more minting variations and mistakes, which makes 1999 coins especially important to collectors today. So how can you tell if you have one of these valuable coins? Start by checking the reverse side of your 1999 penny. Look at the word America. If the A and the M are spaced far apart, you might have a wide AM coin. Also, look at the FG initials near the Lincoln Memorial. If they appear far from the building, that's another sign of a proof reverse being used accidentally. You should also check for any doubling on the letters or numbers on the front of the coin, like on the word Liberty or the date 1999. These small doubling errors can increase the coin's value dramatically. Once you've found a coin that looks suspiciously special, don't clean it, don't polish it, and don't try to alter it in any way. Cleaning a coin can actually lower its value. Instead, store it safely in a coin holder or protective case and take it to a professional coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC for evaluation. A certified grade can make all the difference when it comes to selling it or displaying it in your collection. The coin market today is more active than ever. Collectors around the world are paying record prices for coins that were once considered ordinary. Online auctions, coin shows, and collector platforms have made it easier than ever to buy, sell, and trade rare coins. A coin that was worth just a few dollars a few years ago can now be valued at hundreds or even thousands due to rising demand and limited supply. The 1999 Lincoln penny, along with a few other key dates, has become one of those coins that everyone is searching for. Remember, rarity is not just about age, it's about mistakes, mint marks, and condition. Even a modern coin from the 1990s or 2000s can be worth more than older ones if it has a unique error or a perfect strike. So never overlook your loose change. Every coin you handle could have a hidden secret, and that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. It's not just about money, it's about history, craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovery. Each penny connects you to the story of America, from the earliest minting presses to modern-day collectors who still chase the dream of finding that one special coin worth a fortune. So next time you see a 1999 Lincoln penny, don't just spend it. Take a closer look, study its details, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next person to uncover a rare gem worth over $787,976. Keep searching, keep collecting, and keep watching coins for more incredible stories about the treasures hiding in your pocket change. Today we're diving deep into the world of rare Lincoln penny coins, and especially the mysterious 2004 penny that has shocked collectors and the coin market with unbelievable current values. Some of these tiny copper and zinc coins, the ones we often ignore or drop in a jar, are now worth hundreds, thousands, and even up to $787,976 and more. Yes, you heard that right, a small penny that could change your life forever if you just take a closer look at it. Let's start with a little history, because every coin tells a story. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin carried a simple yet powerful portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, and the words, "In God We Trust," above his head. Over the years, it went through design changes, metal composition changes, and even mint mark shifts, all of which made certain years and certain varieties extremely valuable today. Collectors around the world look for small errors, minting mistakes, or special conditions that make one penny stand out from the billions that were struck. Now, fast forward to 2004. This year might look like any other in your wallet, but for serious coin collectors, the 2004 Lincoln penny holds a mystery that's capturing attention in today's coin market. Some rare versions of the 2004 penny, especially those with minting errors, off-center strikes, double die obverse markings, or special misaligned dies, are being sold for shocking amounts at auctions. Coins in perfect uncirculated condition, graded MS-68 or above, can easily reach thousands of dollars. But that's not all. A few special 2004 Lincoln pennies, with extremely rare minting defects or proof-like surfaces, have recently been valued in the high six figures. One such penny reportedly sold for over $787,976.20, setting collectors and experts on fire with excitement. The reason some of these coins are worth so much lies in their rarity, condition, and collector demand. Think about it, billions of pennies were minted, but only a handful with unique defects survive in pristine shape. For example, pennies struck on the wrong planchet, like being struck on a dime blank instead of a cent blank, instantly become rare collectibles. Double die errors, where the coin's design looks doubled or shadowed, are another golden ticket for collectors. Even small die cracks, repunched mint marks, or unusual luster can dramatically raise the value. If you're holding a 2004 penny right now, here's what you should do. First, don't spend it. Hold it up under a bright light or use a magnifying glass to look for doubling in the letters Liberty or In God We Trust. Check the mint mark under the year. You might find a tiny D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. Examine the edges carefully for any signs of misalignment, stretching, or repunched details. And of course, if your penny looks exceptionally clean and shiny, with strong details and no scratches, you might have something special. The coin market right now in 2025 is seeing a massive surge in collector activity. People are searching their drawers, wallets, and old jars, hoping to uncover forgotten gems. Auction houses are reporting record-breaking prices, and YouTube channels like this one, Coins, are helping everyday people learn how to spot these hidden treasures. From the early wheat pennies of 1909 to the memorial and shield designs of later years, rare Lincoln pennies continue to rise in value as more people realize just how few exist in perfect mint condition. For example, a 1943 copper penny, which was supposed to be made of steel during wartime, once sold for over $1 million. A 1955 double die penny can easily fetch over $10,000 in the right condition. Even modern coins like the 1992 close AM or 1999 wide AM pennies are bringing in thousands. And now, the 2004 penny is joining that elite club. Imagine finding a penny that's been sitting in your house for decades, maybe stuck under a couch or hidden in a coin box, and discovering that it's worth more than a brand new car or even a house. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every single coin has a history, a mystery, and a chance to be the next big discovery. The 2004 Lincoln penny, in particular, is making waves because it's still young enough that many examples are still out there waiting to be found, yet old enough that the rare mint errors are becoming increasingly scarce. Experts recommend always keeping your rare finds in coin flips or protective sleeves to preserve their condition. If you believe your coin might be valuable, have it graded by a reputable company like PCGS or NGC. Professional grading can multiply a coin's market value by several times. Collectors and investors look for certified authenticity, especially when the price reaches into the thousands or hundreds of thousands. Right now, with gold and silver prices fluctuating and more people turning to physical collectibles as secure investments, the demand for rare Lincoln pennies is climbing higher than ever. Some investors are even buying full rolls of unsearched 2004 pennies from old bank stocks, hoping to uncover one of those rare double die or off-metal errors that could bring life-changing profits. So next time you come across a simple penny, don't underestimate it. That little coin in your hand could hold generations of history, artistry, and immense value. Whether it's the 1909 VDB, the 1943 copper, or the 2004 rare mint error, each of these Lincoln pennies tells a story that connects the past to the present, and sometimes rewards the finder with a small fortune. If you love exploring the world of hidden treasures and rare coins, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and join the Coins family. We share the most exciting updates, real auction stories, and step-by-step guides on identifying valuable coins in your own collection. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next big discovery, because who knows, the next $1 million penny might be sitting right in your pocket. Thanks for watching, keep checking your change, and always remember, in the world of rare coins, every penny truly counts.